It's just me in my house, um, recording and populating an iPod. It's not the one that I was looking at last time, the outside and think about what you've done one. But it's one that of very similar make, model, and colour, which I thought basically what I was going to do was amalgamate the two and get one working iPod. But as it turned out, the issue with the first one was just the battery. I've replaced the battery. Just replaced the battery with a brand new spanking new one, and that worked reasonably well. I can't get the battery level up to above 60%, but it's fine. So what I did with the one that looked exactly the same as it, just to mix things up a little bit, is put a yellow front on it. I have got another yellow one which I've shown before, but I've just put a yellow front on it, front plate. It's got a single SD card iPod, what they call iFlash Solo in it, and I've been playing around with various SD cards that weren't really working, but I found a Alexa 256GB card which I've put into Alexa 256GB adapter, slid that in, and that seemed to fire up straight away. I didn't even have to restore the iPod, so it probably is getting a bit of an identity crisis now, because I think I must have used it with a previous iPod and taken it out again, so the iPod may not recognise its own serial number anymore. But I'm not using stock with it, I'm using Rockbox, and I am just at the moment populating it. So I'm dipping through my MusicBee collection. I've searched for yellow. Do I want the Beatles complete on ukulele on this album? No, I don't think I do. Let's just quickly put the Arctic Monkeys on there. So I'm basically searching in Windows Explorer for the source for this MusicBee album, which pops up there. Maybe I've not had some Arctic Monkeys for a while, so I might just go back to the source of the Arctic Monkeys and put all that on there. It's taken a while because there's a lot happening on this computer at the moment, but it will eventually go back to Arctic Monkeys there. I am right clicking on that and copying it, and then over here in this is the new iPod, I've established a music folder. If we right click on it and look at its properties, that's the most of a 256GB card that you're going to get. I've only used 4.11GB so far, so I'm going to drop down there. So far I've got John Finmar's souvenir program because that helps me sleep, some old Enemy cassette cover mounts, which I spent many a happy hour reproducing just by finding things on YouTube, etc., and converting them and recreating the cassettes which I had previously bought. So I have no problem with that. And this are various Funky Poppy singles. I've found one, I think it was Yellow Card. I thought, yeah, I could put Yellow Card on a yellow iPod, and then I thought, why not? We've got lots of space to play with. So now I'm right clicking here and pasting that. It's already, these are all held in a NAS drive upstairs, so it's still working on that, but I'm going out to walk a dog in a bit, so I'm going to just spend a little bit more time finding something on here. What about some cranberries? Not had some cranberries for a while. Literal cranberries, or the musical act of the same name. So we're going to locate them in Musical Explorer, find the cranberries, go back to the folder where the cranberries are, and again I've not got loads of cranberry stuff, so it will eventually find the cranberries, and I'll copy that and drop that in the music file. And once you've got your iPod working, this is the fun part, just pasting it on there. Obviously I've installed Rockbox now. I've got a nice variety of themes there, including several yellow ones, but the boom boxes and the retro cassette tapes and all that kind of malarkey. Let's just do one more. There's that Laughed House on the cover. That must be a 4 gig in Bolton. Dave Gilmour, Golden Earring. I might extend the search later. There's that Scorpions album. Phil Lynott, Yellow Pearl. Let's just, for the sake of argument, find where that is in Windows Explorer. And when we've got that, this might be with other things as well. So let's just Yellow Pearl. But Phil Lynott's greatest hits, I've got no issue with that. That'd be a nice thing to throw on there. We will copy that, stick it into music, paste that, let it do its stuff, scroll through. Nice little Sounds of the 70s compilation. There'll be a yellow song here somewhere, don't know what it is, but again we'll just find that in Windows Explorer. If you find this tedious, then maybe it's not for you, but I love doing this, it's fun. Got all these Sounds of the 70s stuff. Let's put a load of Sounds of the 70s compilations. We'll copy those, we'll come into music, we'll create a new folder called Sounds of the 70s, and we will stick all those in there. I might just put 70s just for the crack. So there we go. This is the fun part. Once the iPod is working, populating it with the stuff you want, you can either, like the other yellow one I've got, I was very rigid and just said everything had to include the word yellow, but this one it's just got 256 gigabytes, as I've said, so still loads, you know, if you think about the originals. Very few of the original iPods anywhere close to that, so plenty in there. I'll do this till I have to go dog walking. Enjoy your life, enjoy your music, enjoy your Christmas. If it's not Christmas, unlucky. Like or subscribe if you want, don't if you don't, and I'll see you next time when it's warmer and I'm back in the shed.